podcast.
Hello, Pacemaker world. Danny Woodbury here, the Pacemaker Bodybuilder. Just want to give you a little update on life. It's going well. Blood supply is everything. But I got some things to say to you about my pacemaker family out here. There's 400,000 pacemaker surgeries every year. So we know there's a lot of people walking around with one of these units in their chest. And it's a very serious thing, but it still doesn't stop us from living our life to its fullest advantage. And that's what it's all about. So relax. Know that you have a family. There's a lot of love. And we can get you every bit of the information that you may desire. So know that and like and subscribe, because how to live with a pacemaker seems to be my life anyway. If you're one of us victims that fall short with heart disease, seems the number one killer in America, then probably you'll have an interest and you'll enjoy the journey that life has to offer with a pacemaker. At least we're alive, we're kicking, we're having fun. And that's really it's what life's all about, isn't it?
Well, hello world. My name is Michael Segolini, and I'm here with Danny, and we're help producing this podcast.
Amen.
And you know what? We've been doing all sorts of things, and we have an amazing lineup of content coming for you. So if you be sure to like, share, and subscribe to How to Live with the Pacemaker channel, I think you're going to find it really beneficial to your life. Now, what we had yesterday, Danny, you're going to tell them all about it. What did you do last night with Tristina?
Oh, wow. My wife, Tristina, she is on fire. We went to salsa lessons, and we both just had a blast. We met some wonderful people. The instructor, my wife's, she's totally in love with her. She just is super excited. I'll be dancing every day. But, hey, that's the pacemaker life, baby. We don't waste it. There was a point in my life I couldn't get up and dance. I couldn't breathe enough to hardly walk the stairs, and here I am with this new life. So thank you, Medtronic. Yeah.
What about that restaurant we checked out? That Sushi Coeur d'Alene, Takara's.
Wow. The very best sushi. A great job. Michael did a super job on that review, the video, the taping of the fish. It was just all really class A and some wonderful food. He had a Kobe cheeseburger, and man, I'll tell you, it's beautiful meat. I could not be a vegan. I just love good seafood and beef and pork. I love my bacon. Doesn't not sound too healthy, but it sure will make you strong. That's what we want to be, strong. I don't know, man. Help me out, Mike.
Well, tell me more about your meal prep.
Oh, there we go.
Tell them about your goal.
When you're just a dull bodybuilder and you forget and your mind is kind of slow, and you got to. But here we go. April 23rd, the Empire Cup Classic, the bodybuilding show in Spokane, Washington. It's going to be a mean show for an old man that, had a couple heart surgeries. Excuse me, I barely can speak. One stroke and a extraction replacement. And I'll tell you what, now I can breathe again. So I'm going to do something. I'm challenging myself. This show will post training, posing, weight loss, diet every 10 days along the road, just to make sure that everybody's aware. And I hope that you'll come on this journey with me. I need all the subscribers I can get. We're trying to build this channel. I need your help, my family. So step up here and help me out.
Absolutely, guys. I mean, check it out. Over 1,000 people every day in the United States is just now discovering that they need a pacemaker. And they are reaching out anywhere they can to try to find some sort of information, hope, identity. People need to feel the possibility to create a better tomorrow. And this is what Danny's all about, guys.
Living life. You know what? I don't have all the answers, but we're going to do a podcast here soon. I've been studying up my pacemaker book, so I got the how to use and how to live with. So I'm not the expert, but I can surely relate the experts' thoughts on it. If I get spanked, I'm sure that people out there will spank me and correct me in a second. I expect them to. I guess I look forward to that because then I'll further my knowledge. So I don't have anything against that. I just want you to know that there is a family out here, that people care about you, that you may not even have met yet because we have something in common, that we know that life's thread is this pacemaker that we have keeping us alive in our chest. All of us are fragile. Even without the pacemaker, we don't even understand that little 300-gram muscle pumps 7,000 gallons of blood a day. That's 33,000 gallons of blood every, 7,000 gallons an hour, 33,000 gallons in a 24-hour period, 32 million gallons in a lifetime, 2.5 billion gallons in a lifetime would be that an average 76-year-old. So a lot of blood that little unit does pump. 55% of it goes straight to your kidneys immediately. 20% go to your brain, and the rest go to your organs, tissues, and veins and capillaries. So it's when you lose it and you only get 30%, something's going to suffer. And when it does, you feel like crap. Every system doesn't function right. So then comes along this amazing unit that wakes you back up again and you have new life. You want to go dancing. You want to ride dirt bikes. You want to ride your scooter. You want to just live your life to its fullest. You want to train with more intensity than you've had since you can remember. So, and this contest to me, this contest is the biggest challenge. I haven't competed in over 25 years. So I'm stepping up on stage. I'm really risking it, but I depend on my pacemaker family, my bodybuilding family, to all support me, and I'll make it through this. And it'll be a great journey, and it's proof in the pudding that at any age, through any health condition, you can do darn near anything that your heart desires. And that is your true form. God promises you that in Scripture. He'll give you your heart's desire, and He has mine.
Yeah. Hey, when I first met Danny, he had already one pacemaker installed, and he was flexing and showing this hockey puck, and he was still getting after it. This guy has, how many people do you know that have 4 heart diseases, have had 2 pacemakers installed now? And I saw this lady on Facebook who just had her 6th pacemaker installed, which was nuts. Which is
nuts, yeah.
I know. There's clearly a high fail rate on pacemakers that needs to be addressed.
Oh boy, I've seen a box of used pacemakers. I just think of the people that were attached to them. Yeah. I take this very seriously. It's my life. I'm 88% dependent upon this pacemaker. That means 80% of my heartbeats are from the pacemaker. My heart it gave up long ago. I was at 98 with that other pacemaker that was installed incorrectly. So these doctors at the Heart Institute at Sacred Heart are amazing. I have 3 cardiologists from that institute. They're amazing doctors, and the technology. When they went inside me and did that TNK after I had my stroke in 2 hours, they pulled out 3 blood clots the size of a Navy bean. And I'm sitting up and talking to them. I got doctors and nurses stopping in the ICU, walking up and wanting to meet me because I'm like this freak patient that, didn't stroke out, that they actually saved. So all the doctors are very proud of themselves, but not near as proud as I am of them. But yeah, what a great experience. I never want to live again. But I'm glad that I made it through it, because when you're laying there and you're looking up and you can't speak and you can't move and people are all around you, you just want to say something. It's the most frustrating thing. Then you think, well, I'm probably gonna spend the rest of my life like this, and you want to die. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, life is good. I'm just thinking that because I surely wouldn't want my wife to have to wipe my butt and take care of me. That's the last. I'd rather be gone. I think most men would. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time. So but that's just my heart, how I feel. Maybe that's too much confidence, too much masculinity. I hear it's bad to be a masculine male these days, but I don't know if you hear my voice, but I'd make a really lousy cross-dresser. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, Danny, is people want the possibility to create a better tomorrow. They need to feel that.
Well, we all do. I mean, that's what hope's all about. Without hope, there's no existence for the human. Because, I mean, hope is everything. Your tomorrow's got to be better than today. So you hope for that. And then, of course, in my life, the hope for Christ, to meet Christ. Salvation is everything. And I've accepted Christ as my Savior. So hope and faith are part of my everyday experience. And without them, I'd be a very empty vessel. Christ is everything in my life. So it's going to never be hidden. I'm never going to try to be a preacher to anyone, but I'm going to tell you, it's the best thing that ever happened in my life. You're in charge of your own. I want to learn to become a podcaster, not a preacher. I don't think preaching is in my realm. God would have already moved on me if that were the case. I think I'm a little old for that. So I'm not starting new habits. I'm living with something that's already happened. 4 kinds of heart disease. I have to just understand that my connection is with the world out there, with people with heart disease. It's the number one killer. There's people all across this globe that are dying of it every day. And to me, I want them to know, man, well, I love them. I don't want them to go through life thinking that they got to sit on the sofa and be tender and gentle to what their life should be. No, get out there, garden, and do the things in your life, and go bowling, play volleyball, whatever your gig is, but go do it. Go do it. Have fun. I know there's children getting pacemakers. I know that they're a bigger part in the younger generation also. I know that I've connected with people that in their middle age that are victim of heart disease. So it's pretty prevalent everywhere. Well,
Yeah, it's sad as shit, man. I saw this post of a kid that
14. 14 years
sad
old.
as hell.
14 years old, yeah. And dealing with a pacemaker since he's 14.
Oh no, this one was a girl.
Oh, this is a boy.
Different. I know, but the thing is, this is a problem.
Yeah.
This is a serious issue. And I think one thing that Danny Woodbury bears testament to the world is the fact that you can overcome a lot of adversity simply by just taking physical fitness serious in your life and getting out there and pushing yourself to be stronger.
Truth of that is that when the doctor came in, and Dr. Milheim, he's the guy that did the extraction replacement on this pacemaker, and he kind of was in charge of the other surgery and all the tests that they had to do before the surgery. And he walked in and he sat down when I met him. He said, God, I didn't know I was going to meet Lou Ferrigno. And I went, wow, that's nice. He's 100 pounds heavier and a foot taller, but that's nice. But he told me, he said, you're not what I expected. You're a specimen. And that kind of felt good. I am a specimen, but I've worked very hard. 50 years in the gym. It's not like it's free. It's a lot of years and years of being addicted to physical fitness and weight training. It builds confidence. It's saved me. It improves the quality of life. Besides the look, the whole quality of life of how you feel. After 6 orthopedic surgeries, a couple heart surgeries, pacemakers, a couple pacemakers, I've had a bunch of heal time. That time I'm sitting in the chair trying to get over this so I can get back to the gym, and all I can think about is getting to the gym. Now I think I'm worried about atrophy, and I'm getting smaller. I'm getting smaller because when you're this age, you shrivel up 3 times faster than you do when you're 20-something. So you got to stay in the gym, because that's the most important part about keeping a physique is feeding it and training it. And if you're off on either of those, it's going to show. So you got to keep it in time. Like that pacemaker keeps your heart in time. It's a cool thing, man. If you think about that machine, it's every little beat. Mine's got this fancy monitor. This thing is killer. I walk in my house, it scans me from 15, 20 feet away, reports it through the internet, Wi-Fi, right to the computer at the cardiologist's office. They know every heartbeat, kind of like God. Every heartbeat. Something to think about that. Maybe that's the closest walk I've ever been, is when I realize I'm not going to be walking. Isn't that pretty human? That people think that they ignore God and don't really address him until they need him. And when you need him, whew, life changes. Yeah. I'm just glad that I'm here, man. I still kicking, still playing, still having fun. I'm dancing, I'm training. Man, did I tell you I have a pretty little wife? Yeah, life is good. Well, I hope that you people will follow me on this journey on how to live with a pacemaker. Like and subscribe. This is April 23rd. This is a big, big deal for an old man.
Well, the one thing that I think you bear testament to is you are alive based off of the dividends and compound interest of all of the years of your training. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be alive today. You wouldn't have survived. You wouldn't be talking this good after a stroke. That's for sure, especially at this age.
That's a blessing, Lord. Thank you.
Like,
and the doctors too. Come on.
Yeah, it's a miracle. It's a miracle on a podcast, and it's something that should be celebrated in our culture.
Dr. Valentino. I'll never forget this lady's name. What a sweetheart. She's the one that did the T&K, where they took that piece of wire and that hose and they ran it up through my heart from my groin and stuck it into my brain and pulled out those 3 clots. I think she's amazing. Even my wife said, I love her. Yeah. Amazing doctor. God has just given his skill to these humans, and it's amazing that these people are just saving lives. That before, this 35-year cardiologist nurse told me, she said, I just laid there, I just sat there and watched him stroke out. Stroke out. There's nothing we could do. That's the way it was for 25 years. Now we're saving people's lives. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. They saved mine. That's just, it's amazing what they can do. And then they go back up and through my groin with a camera, and on the other side, their tool, and they go into my heart, and they put these umbrellas to fix the holes that the old pacemaker caused. And just, wow. I mean, I got to see him in an echocardiogram, and I got to watch it. And not doing it, but I was awake, but I didn't feel nothing. Awake while they're in my heart doing heart surgery. They're amazing. And I got up and walked away. I mean, with no pain. Granted, I turned black and blue. My entire groin looked like I'd been run over by a semi-truck. But that's what happens when blood rolls all over you and you get abused by doctors. Or they're kind of rough. They're tough, but they're skilled. It's the way it happens when we start digging in your body. It's going to bruise. I know you've seen the pictures, the videos there. It's the most popular video. Shows that arm and sticking up that chest with that pacemaker scar sticking up there. My chest being swelled up double the size. And it was painful. I'm not kidding. I still feel a little tenderness, but it's healed up so much. Thankful. It's been an unbelievable experience that I've had, because throughout this all of this, the VA has covered everything and taken care of me. I owe nothing. I had help from the federal government, stepped in, SNAP did, and took care of my rent for me. I've never had welfare or anything help in my life. Never had a food stamp. I never had that stuff. And they stepped in because I asked unemployment, and they said, hey, talk to these people. And wow, took care of my rent for 8 months while this stuff went through. So I'm pretty thankful for that too.
Well,
Mike?
you know, in the world of I guess cooking shows, what were you planning on cooking next?
Well, I plan on portion control because I have to introduce all my prep that I'm going to do throughout this journey to the Empire Classic. So my next video will it will be food prep, and I'll do food for my wife and I. Mine's set at 400 calories, hers set at about 340, 360. And I do caloric reduction, and I address my protein needs. My protein needs at this time is about 190 grams. So then I add to it to where I'm getting up to about 2,000 calories a day. And I'm controlling the carbs, but we're cooking food that's seasoned, that's wonderful tasting, it's smaller amounts. I'm just not eating boiled chicken and that brown rice. I can't be a bodybuilder and live like that. How do you diet for 6 months on that garbage? I was a 30-year chef. I have to have taste, pleasure. Food's for enjoyment. So it's a smaller amount. We're eating like the French. That's why they're twice as healthy as the Americans, because they don't eat that volume. They don't eat that garbage, that processed stuff. All my stuff everything is purchased on the outside of the aisles of that supermarket. Everything is fresh. I make it myself. You'll see. I'm going to do the video for you. We also are going to do a video where we're discussing this pacemaker, the parts, the moving parts, how it operates, the things, the do's and don'ts, the time lapse for the installation to where you can start living life properly again and raising your hands above your head and not worrying about the leads being yanked out of your heart. They're screwed in. Little tiny screws are holding those leads in that pacemaker. People don't even have a clue. I didn't have a clue. And I had a pacemaker for 4 years, and I didn't know there were screws in the pacemaker leads. Till the cardiac, Dr. Milheim, he said, when I extract that, it's going to be kind of serious because I don't know if it's going to bleed when I take the screw out. I'm like, screw? Wow. Well, anyway, I was learning something new every day, and there's so much new to learn about pacemakers. They're changing. This goofy thing will tell me when it's about to kick me in the chest. So when that defibrillator goes off, it's going to warn me. I don't want warning. I don't want to be kicked. That thing's going to hurt. They say it's like a mule. I don't want that.
Yeah.
That would hurt. Could you imagine?
Shit. I was thinking about how you hold your pacemaker when you work out.
I quit holding that thing. I quit touching it. I just got enlightened at dance class. I learned something. I got some information. A beautiful little lady that was a cardiac nurse said, don't touch it. And she spoke of the syndrome, it's called, where they can actually destroy the pacemaker. So, yeah. Pacemaker world.
Twirlers.
Twirlers. Don't mess with it. Don't fidget with it. Don't touch it. I've touched this one way too much until last night. Now I was even holding it while I do exercises. While some of them hypers and sit-ups and stuff like that. But she said, nope, it's not going to pop, so I'm just going to leave it alone and not touch it anymore. And, because I was bad with it. It had such a hematoma, this thing. This thing looked like a football on one side of my chest. Look at the video, like and subscribe.
Yeah, and we want to apologize in advance. First and foremost, we want to inform you, the listeners, the viewers, anyone. Danny is not a doctor. Nothing you hear or see that he does should be taken as legitimate medical advice. He is an extreme man who lives an extreme life. And he is being showcased on this podcast because as an example of the dividends of his physical fitness in life and his perseverance of that have been paying off.
Well, that sounds so nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. But I have trained my heart. This is 50 years of pumping that iron. And I was a crazy runner, a 2-miler. I ran a 9:59 2-mile in the Army. I was an athlete, man. I was born with bradycardia, meaning that my bottom ventricle never pumped blood. It always pumped on empty. And I had that my whole life. I thought I was Superman because I had this 32 pulse. And I thought because I was tough, man, and I walked around back then in my youth at 230, and I benched 450 drug free, and I was just strong and big. So now I'm an old man. I walk around about 190, 195, but I'm a lot harder. But I can't get that big anymore. That size is at this age. I just want to stay hard and maintain. That's why I do high reps, and I don't worry about heavy weights because they're just going to destroy and they'll tear my ligaments up and my joints are already. I've had 6 orthopedic surgeries already. I don't think I need any more. And besides, I think I've done enough of it. My delusions of grandeur have long since gone. I can just sit there in the gym and watch them big boys. I think I'm proud of them. It doesn't bother me. I'm just tickled to be there. That's why to me, this is most important. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I am maybe I am. My listeners, my subscribers, my wife. Yeah, maybe I am. But number one, I'm trying to impress me. This challenge is about me. This is have I got the fortitude to get my ass up every day when I don't want to and go take care of business and hit that gym and do it with some intensity. It's not just going through the motions because that's not going to be good enough. And when I walked around with 30% heart function, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't strike a pose. Man, 30 seconds of hold, not 30 seconds, 10 seconds of hold in a pose, I'd pass out.
Yeah.
I still got to build up to that.
It's like David Goggins.
It is. And I said this in one of the videos. If your mind tells you can't tell your mind to shut up, that's the real deal. That's what David Goggins told me. Not me personally, but that's one of his sayings. Because your mind's going to tell you. And when I block my mind out and I just grab those, because I'm going to tell you, when you do 15 to 20 reps, that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They're the most painful. I don't care about how much weight you got. You're already there by 12, 13. And then you're working through those sets. That last few reps, that's your money. That's gonna make the difference. And if you didn't get those last 3 reps and you did those 17, you just wasted it, man. Get those last 3. If you got to tell your mind to shut up, you like the pain, do it. Do it. That's my bodybuilding side of it. Now, if I'm dancing, I'm trying not to step on their toes, but I'm kind of stiff. So I didn't step on any toes last night. I felt pretty good about that. Actually had so much fun that we can't wait for next Tuesday. That's our dance night every week now. We're going every week. And we're going to put some fun videos out. I know how the viewers just want to see dancing. And gosh, I want to learn, man. I'm loving that part of all this life, is just enjoying every moment. You know what? Just think about that. You only have this moment. Close your eyes and think about this moment. All you have is it. It goes forward, but this reality, this right now, this is life. I don't want to leave it. I'm liking it. I think my next one's going to be a lot better. I don't think it. I know it. My faith and my hope tells me, yes, it is. And it's not like I don't pursue that, because I'm not your average Christian that hasn't read the Bible. I've been through it a few times, many times. As a matter of fact, I've worn mine out. I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm telling you, I was hungry for it. And I was a heathen growing up, raised by a single woman who was kind of younger than me in maturity-wise. So about 15, I was on my own ever since. And so I was a heathen. I had to get locked up, and the judge wouldn't let me out. He said, "You're too violent," in a county jail here in Kootenai County, Idaho. So I picked up the Word of God and I read it from cover to cover. And I was about to get out of jail, and it was Easter. And I gave my life to Christ Easter Sunday. Wow. Never been back there again. Never went without, never have not been blessed. And when I think about my life and my health, my wife, heck, my pet, man, every moment, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm so full of gratitude that was my lesson from the stroke. Learn to love people. I asked God to take me. He said, you need to learn to love. That's what I got. 3 days in the ICU. Let me tell you what I got. Learn to love. If you don't love, you're dead in the water. You can't even start. Leave alone will you rise above. We're not talking about this world. We're talking about the next one. Anyway, forget that. I'm not here to be a preacher. I'm just sharing with you my heart, my life. It's, to me, it rocked my world, and I would never look back. I'm just a teenager, just 15 years old, as a Christian. So, as life, I'm an old man. I about wore this spacesuit out, but I'm hanging on, man. We're all hanging on. You know what, Pacemaker family? We're staying strong. We're staying strong. Go to the gym, man. Get stronger. Do whatever you do. Get out on a walk. Do something. Do something you enjoy. Have fun. Love your spouse. Call your kids if you're older. Just love your life, man, because it's all you got. It's all you got right now. Hang on to it. Don't let the government take it. Enjoy it.
Well, guys, it's basically time is wrapped up, and I want to thank you for listening. I want you to stay tuned because we have a phenomenal episodic series coming up, available exclusively on YouTube, where Danny is going to be in a dance series. And we're going to follow this dance series. We're going to support this local dance studio, this local gym. And we are going to document this journey as he starts from the bumbling non-dancer, as most people are, and he transforms into a Dancing with the Stars sort of a ending episode. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think you should watch.
I don't know about Dancing with Any Stars, but we're going to have some fun with it because, man, my wife loves it. I'm having so much fun with it, and the instructors she stole my wife's heart, man. She just talked to her. She flew off about her all evening about it afterwards. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And not only that, every 10 days, this training, posing, weight loss, diet, some short video. We're going to put it out there and just give you something to look at to show you the progress that we're making along the road. Because I think every 10 days you can see the change, and we'll do pictures, and we'll show you the changes when I start tanning and getting right up to the ready for that show. And we'll have the show. I can't tape at the show because they don't allow that, but we'll definitely post the video
They
of
don't
the
tape
show.
at the show?
No, you can't tape. You can't bring a video camcorder in the show.
That's some bullshit. How are we going to film the show?
Well, I'll have to buy the video.
So you have to buy the so you can't even pull out a freaking phone and film the freaking show?
Well, you can at night. You can as the audience, but during the day, during the prejudging, when they do all the videotaping, they won't let you have a phone.
Oh, so you can at night.
At night,
Okay.
they can't stop you. You just pick your phone
that's
up.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay.
But I'll still buy the video.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, we need to set up our own freaking bodybuilding competition.
Well, don't worry. I'm not working my butt off because I don't know if you non-bodybuilders, but I mean, my pacemaker family, I want to explain to you that this is not for the half-hearted, especially at this age. This takes dedication. 70% of bodybuilding is done out of the gym. It's being able to push yourself from the table. I haven't had a bottle of wine since the first of the year, and I will not drink a drop until this show is over. And I might have a bottle of wine on the 23rd and the 24th, expect that, but not until then in April. So I'm giving up a lot of things. I'm working my tail off besides spending 2 hours, maybe 3 hours in the gym, giving it all. So know that I'm putting the effort in, the work in, and I just want you to follow me and check it out. It's going to be fun for me. I'm trying to make it fun for you. I think Michael does an amazing job. I wouldn't know what to do with him without him. I would be lost, and I wouldn't have done this because I'm old and I'm set in my ways and I'm ornery, and I'm just trying to learn new things. And I appreciate you having patience. I know I'm stumbling with this podcast thing. It's hard for me. I want you to know that. But I'm getting better and I'm enjoying it. So help me with it. Stick with me, and I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that bell for more updates.
Good night. Thank you.